Do you know why cows make milk? Why do humans make milk? Cows don't make milk because they're happy. They make milk because they're mothers. In order to become mothers, farmers R-word them. They take the semen from the bull, and I'm not going to tell you how they do that. I'll let you imagine that. And then they force their arm up the dairy cow's backside, and then they inject the semen into her. She then carries her baby for 9 months, just like a human does. And then almost immediately after she gives birth to her baby, she will bond with the baby, she'll lick her baby clean. The farmer comes along and forcibly takes her baby from her after he had already forcibly impregnated her. Because he doesn't want the baby drinking the milk that was intended for that baby. He wants to sell that to humans to put in their coffee and on their cereal and turn into cheese and ice cream. And what do you think happens to the baby if the baby is born male? Male calves can't produce milk, so they're considered a waste product to the dairy industry. They're either murdered on site by the farmer or they're sold to the slaughterhouse to be murdered for veal. So this cycle of being forcibly impregnated, carrying a child for 9 months and then having the child forcibly taken away from her so that the farmer can sell her milk will happen several times to her throughout her life. Eventually, she'll either stop producing enough milk for her to be profitable, or her body will give up and she will collapse. When that happens to dairy cows, the dairy industry calls them downed cows. So her body is so exhausted, she's so emotionally and physically drained and exhausted that she collapses and she can't stand up. So after a short life of grief and maternal trauma, she is sent to the slaughterhouse herself. This usually happens when they're about 6 years old, sometimes younger, sometimes a little bit older. But the natural lifespan of a dairy cow is around 25 years. The life that these animals live is one of misery, heartbreak and slavery.